Hello, everyone. My name is Colonel Trigger. You should already know who I am because I am your colonel. Today, I'm going to go over my training. This is to help y'all understand training better and how I do it. This can also help you remember stuff. I'm doing this so you guys can review this video, and if you get confused with any of the trainings, just look over the video and I can help you out. There will also be photos and descriptions and the training manual for sergeants and above to view. If you're a private or corporal and have any questions, you can always ask anyone. Now, starting with faces. Faces are pretty important, at least to some people, so we're gonna begin that. Firstly, everyone should be lined up on this front pad. Unless there were two rows, you would be lined up here, uh, like all the way at the end. First person's lined up on the end, and you would just shoulder to shoulder, which is a person right next to the other, but your shoulders lined up. That would be where you would be at. But we usually only have one line in trainings because not everyone shows up during trainings, which I would like happen. You would line up on the pads, if I can line myself correctly. There we go. You line yourself up like this, perfectly centered on the pads, and your friends would be to your left, to your right. Now, we'll begin with faces. Faces are oh my god. Faces are self-explanatory. The right face, you turn to 90 degrees to the right of your character. Center face, you look forwards in the direction the officer is facing. So say I were facing where I am facing now and over here. If I were facing here and said center face, you would be standing, of course, on the pads. You would look in the direction of the officer. And the officers doing the training should make sure they're always standing in the same spot they want the people to face. If they're standing off to the side and say center face, the people are going to look at them. Now, going on to left face, you would take a 90-degree turn to your left. Pretty self-explanatory. Back to center face, right incline. You would turn 45 degrees to the right. Looks like this. You would be kind of facing this right here. This will help you. That can be right incline. This is center. Now, left incline, like this post. Once again, just a 45-degree angle to the left. Back to center face. Now, you do your final command, which is about face. You hit a whole 180-degree turn and look behind you. Very, very easy. And control face. This one's really hard to explain by myself, but I'll explain it to you in terms that I can relate to. The officer will yell, center, or not center, control face, and you would look at the officer wherever he goes. Center face is the only command that can break this. If they say center face, they can still move around and yell commands at you, but if they say center, look forwards. If they don't say anything, so you could be watching them, they're coming around, you're following their cursor, they say right face, left face, anything, any incline, you would not look at them, you continue to follow them until they say center. So you can follow them, they go center, you have to look at them. They'll keep yelling commands, maybe one or two, and then stop and see if anyone realized or listened. This training should be done at the speed at which the officer can complete it and to where everyone can understand. If the people in the line have any questions at the end of everything being done, they shall let the officer know, inform the officer of anything they're confused with, and the officer will go over it again and explain it in more detail. You can say that. Control face has one more thing that I need to mention. If they jump on your head, spin. So go in first person, spin until they're off your head. Usually the officer should yell next. I don't do this, but I'll start doing it now. They'll yell next to inform the person that they are moving to the next person to do the spin in the control face. They will start from the person on the far left to the far right. And finally, the last thing I forgot to mention, my bad. If the officer, if you're all watching him and you're left faced, and someone is standing right here, the officer would be standing right here in control face, the person right next to them would be able to see them. But what about the person that's here? What do? Do you look and stand and sit and watch? No. You will spin. The officer is going to stand there, say, or actually, I think he's saying anything. He's just going to stand there, wait for everyone to realize, and the person right there, the one that can see him, will stand there staring at him. The people behind him, or the rest of the line, are going to spin because they can't see the officer. The officer will then move around, which you'll watch him. He'll go to the other side and repeat the same thing, and then yell, center face. This is the guide on faces. I'm sorry if I messed up and you don't understand. So this is how faces are going to work. I hope you understood this as much as I could, and I will make sure to record the rest of the trainings.